It is time for the last map of the Mystic Arc. It really took me till the new year, well into it, to finally finish the second of this game's 4 arcs. Man, this game's been going on for a while. Here's a formation. They gave me more points, or more cost, which means I can now bring the Mailing and the Ellie. Well, I have way too many defensive units, but this is what I'm doing. So keep going with it. So, yep, this is gonna be, even making this a two-parter. Both these parts are probably gonna be really long because this map's really long, and you know we got to do a game ending's worth of cutscenes after this. So go ahead and start. This is gonna be something. Final chapter: Offerings to the Fallen Flowers. Move the microphone there a bit. I hope that didn't make any noise. We're doing what we did with Scarlet, where they're gonna have the main theme play for a bit on loop, and the map's gonna start, and then it's gonna play all the stage themes. It's gonna be very nice. Yeah, Yomo should probably be on this side, maybe make you closer to Kane. Maybe put you on the side. The rat behind you. So yep, that's a lot of ghosts I'm gonna beat up with no attack animations, but you know, the Chensters here, Ron, these two birds. Here we go. What a loathsome, abhorrent yokai tree. I really never wanted to see it again. Let you Cory, about the seal? Looks like it won't be a problem, but thank you for letting me know. It's the yokai fox from earlier, but who's that with her? That'll be Yukari Yakumo, the great yokai they call a sage. So that's her. I've heard about her before in rumors. Took you long enough, Yukari. The party's already over. What do you want? Are you here to punish us for visiting the underworld? I heard from Ron that you trod on forbidden grounds. That's not why I'm here at the moment. Then why? First of all, I applaud your efforts to stop the Saigyo Ayakashi. Good work, Reimu. You managed to resolve this incident. Oh, come on. You show up to give us a pat on the back now. Isokio's in trouble. Why didn't you lend a hand? To sleep. Because I knew this would happen, even if I didn't. Saigyo Ayakashi will scatter its petals and return to sleep once more. The cursed cherry tree will never reach full bloom. And that means what exactly? Why don't you spell it out for us already? So what do you mean we were going to solve this even without you? You can take it that way if you like, although I never imagined you'd gather such a crowd. Now that you mention it, there are an awful lot of us. Our previous adversaries, the Scarlet Devil Mansion, the Moria Shrine, are both lending us a hand. Before all this, I never imagined we'd be helping out the humans. My, how quickly the times can change. In the old Gensokyo, it would have been unthinkable for humans and yokai to work alongside one another. And yet here we are, with all of you standing side by side against an incident. Incident? Is that really what's going on? Personally, I'm not feeling the togetherness yet. Maybe we should, have some sort of system where when we fight next to each other, we, gain points, and then we, have a conversation at our base camp that goes from C to A, and then as we title those conversations, our bonds will get better. Yes, I think we should do that, and then we'll feel closer. So why suddenly bring up all that ancient history? My apologies, seeing this cherry blossom brought on a wave of nostalgia. So are we all done? Will you let us go home? That would have been fine, but I changed my mind. Let's keep talking. Just a bit longer. Huh? I want you to pour all the time you spent into a single moment's Danmaku display. Show me what Gensokyo has become. So when you say talk, you really mean... I see. You propose a Danmaku battle. The idea's got some flair to it, but that's still a pretty crazy way to hold a conversation. Well, what do we do? There's no point at all to fighting her. Actually, I'm down with it. But Marissa, you think I just walk away when some big shot waltzes in here at the very last second and picks a fight? If she wants to have a little chat, then I'll face her head on. Well, I'd figure you'd say something like that. And of course, we'll all be with you. We were all in the same boat during this crisis. Of course I won't jump ship now. I believe my mistress can endure a lack of morning tea a little longer. And I am a bit interested in what this yokai has to say too. Good grief. Did our cat catch some of Ruby's curiosity? Let's do this, Yukari. My mini Hakaru is getting tired of waiting. Then let us chat until the cherry blossoms stop falling. In honor of the season that's whirling by as we speak. Defeat Yukari. All allies defeated. Hopefully there's not some bullshit timeout spell that I can't escape from at the very end that makes that harder than it sounds. Capture all Yukari spell cards. But yeah, so needless to say, this is, story-wise, out of all the arcs, this is, like, the most, like, it exists because, like, we need to have, you know, perfect Cherry Blossom Phantasm stage. You need to fight Yukari, right? So we just fight Yukari because they want to fight. And that's why this stage exists. Whereas, you know, basically every other ending was able to make more of a narrative reason why you should care about the final fight. Like, you know, you had stuff with Flandre last time. You know, I'm not going to spoil what happens next, but yeah, this is out of all the endings of the arc, this is very much just the, yep, this is how you're playing PCB, and this is how PCB ends, so play the end of PCB. So we're just gonna smack our faces into these guys for a bit until we reach the end. Reach when characters that actually matter show up, and then we can turn the attack animations on. I thought you had better range than that, Luigi. Extending arm. Last time I used that move. Yeah, this is the third map here, so I have pretty much talked about all the things I really want to talk about. Mailing, why can't you counter things? So, now we're just ready to get this done with. So yeah, now that I'm finished this up, I'm gonna like record some other things before I start recording the next arc, the beginning of it. Because Toemon's done, Silencing and Blue stuff's done. The last time I recorded something, I recorded the first part. I recorded that Lennon game, which I'm only getting one video out of. And I recorded the first part of Impossible Spell Card. And even though I've only done one part of that, I'm probably not gonna record that next. I kinda wanna play Sonic Generations, for being honest. I think that'd be something neat to play, so that might be the next thing I play, or it might not be, don't know. I have, like, storage issues on my PC I gotta deal with. I swear, this laptop came with, like, a terabyte of memory, or storage or something, but it's not looking like that. From one of my settings I can tell, it looks like I only got, like, 500 gigs or something? I don't know. I've like deleted some of the applications that I had to download for schoolwork. So I have a bit more space, but not as much space as I was expecting to get from getting rid of that. Yeah, what I might have to do is, you know, I might have to, I have a folder of like all my cover videos, and it's gotten like rather large. It's like, I think it's like 60 gigabytes or something, like, maybe not that big, I don't remember, it's a lot though. I might need to just get rid of them. Because, like, I can just watch them on YouTube, and I'm already doing the thing where now I watch my videos when I sleep sometimes. I'm already fucking with view counts anyway. So I might as well just also watch them on YouTube if I want to. Gotta hope the AI overlords don't decide to delete my entire channel for no fucking reason. Because then I wouldn't have a backup of anything. That would be so crushingly depressing, wouldn't it? Yeah, I really don't put much strategy into the game once I turn animations off, do I? I really do not. At 120 plus power, you can automatically cast Snipe at the beginning of each turn. Yep, just gotta deal with all these mooks. I can use Woo on a bird, sure, why not? It's Goki. Yeah, you short the giant laser, the other one shoots the disgusting spike out of his mouth. So yeah, that bird died. And considering how absolutely nothing in Silent Sinner and Blue mattered at all, because, like, oh boy, Yukari stole sake using Yuyuko. Who the fuck cares? That didn't need to watch this. That bird died for no reason. Poor guy. I think that thing I was thinking about, because I was really confused when I finished reading Silent Sinner Blue, because it said something like, the next issue will be published soon or something. I don't know if that was a translation thing or if it was talking about something I didn't understand, but yeah, that was the end of the book. That was the end of the whole thing. And I think the part I was thinking about where, like, Eren shows up and then she drinks the sake and she gets shocked and then that's never brought up again because Silent Sinner Blue doesn't matter. I guess that happened in Runegate, I guess. I remember there being a picture though. So did Renegade have art with it? They must have. At least a little bit. No, I remember people saying Runegate's good, but no, like the fact that the most well-known thing about Runegate is the fact that it talked about Moko's backstory, which had absolutely nothing to do with anything else in the book or Silent Sinner and Blue. What, was it really that good? If the best part about it had nothing to do with anything else? I don't know. It had the story of that fucking guy who went to the moon capital and then came back and died, right? That guy? Literally just, like, told that story again. But the Watatskis were in it now. I'm trying to think what else was said in there. I think there was like a chapter or two from Raisin's perspective. Like, I'm legitimately curious. Like, I'm actually just confused because I actually don't know if that droopy-eared rabbit that was with Yorihime in the background and had like 2 lines of dialogue, like, was that Raisin? Because I was sure it was Raisin, but she literally shows up with Toyohime like later on in the chapter, and there's just nothing said about it. Like, how did you get here? So I'm legitimately thinking, do I actually have to read Runegate to figure out what the hell was going on, and how what was previously one of the main characters in the storybook fucking teleported to a different part of the story? Whatever. I'm not attacking captures yet, no. Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see what happens his next turn. I'd like to attack these fucking birds first. Nah, whatever. No, Lily! I need you to go! Right, I need to give this MP stuff to someone who actually... I confused MP with SP and gave it to the wrong characters. I need to give this to someone who actually uses their MP, and there are other... I don't even know if SP restoring items are even a thing. What you doing there, Yukari? Well... I didn't realize you had to vote this whole time. I guess you're using guard because you're not dodging this. Unless you actually dodge a 47% chance, but like, that's not happening. Show me your Danmaku. Just a small warm-up. Wow, it's a duel then. You actually dodged. Compared to the devil, you're not all that. So is Yukari's theme gonna overpower everything, or...? I know you're all stronger than this. Great, you have a fucking barrier. Great, Yukari. You're attacking me again, you stupid bird. So if I actually ever do end up making similar videos, reading Inaba the Moon, Inaba the Earth, it's not going to be for a while at least. Hey, one thing to look forward to with that story, Raisin's a main character. Like she should have been in Silent Center and Blue. Yeah, you're probably fine, Mei-Ling. But I want all of you to show me your strength. I'll see to you with this. Hey now, didn't I say not to push yourself? Oh, I guess it was just for show. Multi-tailed fox spirits, huh? We've got those back in my hometown, too. Don't underestimate me just because I fight empty-handed. What's your hometown, Mei-Ling? Where in China are you from? Okay. Yo, move. You need to move faster than that. Alright, it's the 18-minute mark here. We've reached the part where I have animations back on for the entire thing. At what point do I stop? I need to wait a long time. Because, like, not only is this map going to take a long time, but the cutscene at the end, I don't want the second part to be like an hour and a half long, so if I don't want that to be that long, I need to make this, like, probably at least 40 minutes. Scorching God coming through. Yeah, I gave all these characters support attackers to defend. I should probably put them next to each other. Need to start acting like I'm playing Fire Emblem Fates. I would say Awakening, but you never have characters actually next to each other. In Awakening, you do nothing but pair up. Yeah, that was a really hard thing to get used to. The first Fire Emblem game I ever played was Awakening. Shocker, I know. Never heard that before. And the meta of that game is, you know, pair up central. And the next game I played after that was Conquest. So I tried to just pair up that whole game. And that is not how you play that game at all. So needless to say, my first time playing through Conquest was rough to use Phoenix mode. That didn't kill Moko. These stupid birds so strong. That hit, of course it did. Well, Moko dying does not matter. Has she died yet, actually? Have I even shown what happens when she dies? I don't know if I have. Surely you can do 1,200 damage here, Kane. Surely you can do 1,200 damage to this bird. I don't know, I just find it kind of interesting how Silent Sinner and Blue is, from what I can tell, such a contested story. Like a story that many arguments have happened about, whereas I read it and it just seems like, I don't know, not worth the time. It was fucking boring. And nothing that happened mattered. Never thought I'd get through this unscathed. They're doing so much damage to Hina. Oh no. And I remember saying when 20 came out that I'd rather Yorihime had shown back up instead of Toyohime, but after reading Silent Sinner and Blue, yeah, no, Toyohime definitely was the one needing more. It was like, none of the fights against Yorihime and Silent Sinner and Blue were great. They were kind of just a waste of time, but at least Yorihime did something in that story. Toyohime did fuck all, showed up at the end, explained ropes to Yukari, and then left. Yeah, character needed a bit more than that. You're probably fine, I don't need to use resist. Or do I anyway? Hey, you're only doing one fire bar of damage here. That was something I didn't even, like, think about while reading the story, but it's like, Toyohime just left Yukari there. Like, she even talked about how she was going to take a capture, and then she just didn't. So, you know, add another mark to the, wow, this convenient thing happened to Yukari's favor, good thing it happened to Yukari's favor. Yep. Why you have characters act needlessly vague, because if they actually talked about their plans, you realize how fucking stupid they were. How it always relies on things happening just how they need to for them to work. Imagine at the beginning of Silent Sinner and Blue, Yukari just sits Ron down, just like, alright Ron, this is my plan, right? And then, you know, once she actually explains it to you, Ron just goes, Lady Yukari, this is a very stupid plan. It requires a lot of things to just happen as you need it to. It requires characters to do things exactly as you expect them to. If they don't do exactly what you expect them to, very bad things could happen for no gain whatsoever. This is a very, like, really bad things could happen if the moon decide to punish you more than you think they will. And for what? For you to get a fucking... just steal something from their palace? This seems like a waste of time, Yukari. Just go back to bed. Not you when you're tired. I'm not fighting a cat. This tiger had nothing to say to this cat.
No full-grown you, watch out! I'm saying like the exact same things I said a couple maps ago. I can summon cats. That's my special ability. As cat.
No, I thought you might do that.
Yep. Prey was over there.
Momiji is so far away from the action. What is she gonna do? Hey, Jed, you wanna master part the face? Can't outspeed me. I really don't need to do this, and me doing this is just gonna make it take longer for Marissa to get to the actual important characters, but you know what? Why not? Gotta take down this cat and this fox before I even think of ending the first part. Probably should wait a bit after that anyway.
Come on, you hurt me. Oh, where'd you go?
I mean, going back to what I was previously talking about, based purely on canon sources, how many characters do you think actually care about each other? Ron cares about Shen, I can pretty confidently say that. Does Yukari care about Ron and Shen? Based on that one article, where she beat her to death with beat her with an umbrella, no. I certainly wasn't getting very many caring vibes from Yukari when she did nothing but explain stuff to her the entirety of Silence and Blue, so not much character interaction there. Keiki made Mayumi, so I assume she cares about her, but you know, just because a character made another character doesn't necessarily mean they care about them. Just look at fucking Okina and On. Okay, I was worried that 80 would miss.
I can't anymore. Made me try, I'm so sorry.
Enhances Magical Berry to Magical Berry of Plus and grants 550 Berry Strength.
Wow.
Alright. There is naught but the fox and the Gap Lady. 5 spell cards, Yukari-san. You really need 5 spell cards. Yeah, I need to make the first part like 50 minutes at this rate. You're gonna punch a fox. Punch a fox. How about you don't miss an 87? It would be great if you didn't miss an 87. Oh, yeah, I've already said this. Concentrate, focus, my key! Are Kitsune a Chinese thing? I don't know. Definitely. If you want to ask me what mythology comes from Japan and what comes from China, I would not be able to tell you. We're only showing the power of having 9 tails. That was a previous dump. Yes. Haven't uploaded that part yet. The last part I uploaded was the one with when Mima showed up. Nope. Nope. Up. Yeah, it should be enough. Increase evasion rate by 30%. Did you not just have like a 30% chance to hit me and then it only went down to 19? You wanna explain that one? Whatever, it's 19, better not hit. 9-tailed beast, a rare sight, loaded with magic power. My knives aren't, they're just normal knives. You're not half as bad as I expected. I'll give you everything you deserve for Bullying Chin. I see right through you. Kane cares about Moko, that's a pretty established one, I'd say. Aaron cares about Kaguya. I don't know if Aaron cares about racing. I'd like to say she does, but I don't know that. Yomu cares about Yuko a lot. I'd like to think that's reciprocated. But I don't know, Yuko is a very mysterious character. To an annoying degree a lot of the time.
My yokai fox, I think my weapons can handle this.
Alright, I cannot kill the Ron this turn. Try to kill the Ron the next turn. Gotta use the guard, this should do that much damage to you, right, Atari? Didn't even hit. Nice.
Goblin tree.
Do I even need to show this? It's gonna miss. But whatever. Yeah, the Tori is fully upgraded. And I'm not gonna say she hasn't been doing a great job, but she hasn't been like steamrolling easy mode. What are you doing? Cease. Going to mouse. How dare you? Once you can defeat me, you'll never reach Lee Yukari. A contract in exchange for its restrictions bestows great benefits.
Finding someone that knows better than me is probably not a good idea. Most valuable treasure around here. Found it. Where's your hat?
No, don't take my hat. It's like me or something. I don't know. Pretty sure I got retconned at this point. And so the dog will kill the fox. Maybe. This might not do that much damage. My ultimate technique. Howl Gonzaga. Gonzaga. I am howling. Ah, close. No, to let myself get hit like that. Not good. Yeah, I complained about how Ron was basically just there to get things explain stuff to her in Silent Sinner and Blue, but I'm glad she was there at least. Because me doing the Ron voice is about the only entertaining part about reading all those Yukari chapters. Can't believe that Tengu is having to face a yokai opponent outside of her weight class. Momiji? Momiji? What are you implying about Ron with that statement? How about the tiger takes down you? Don't trust you to do that much damage with your weakest move, so do damage with this one. You can fight too, I think. Never misplace these artifacts, at least. You know, I said I'm using Show for the theme, which I definitely am, but I'm also using Show because this is like the only game I can think of where Show's a good character. But Yukari will be heading back now. Because Show's got a lot of stuff going for her. But a lot of games don't bother. Canon material certainly doesn't bother either. She was in CDS, I guess. Neat in there from what I remember. This isn't gonna do much, is it? What kind of bullshit shield is that? You shield by special lasers and you shield me literally bonking you to death with a stick? Sharper than I expected. I wonder what's behind it. Naturally, I won't go easy on you. Hope we can handle this. So how far do I want to go in this fight before I call it? It's already 35 minutes. And nothing thumbnail worthy is happening, so you know what that means? This might actually be the part where I use Nazareth Scott in for the thumbnail. Nothing else is happening. Mailing, that was nothing. Alright, yep, bring Marissa over here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's Master Spark range, or Master Spark every turn after this. In fact, why don't we can Proto Malice Cannon next turn if I stay over here? Is a 6 pace of the way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and not get hit by that. This one's hard to deal with. I do think I'm doing that though. I'm using too much of my MP or SP to like dodge stuff early on, so when I get later on to the fight I just have to take hits because I don't have any more SP. Yeah, I don't play this game very well. It's okay, because I'm playing on the lowest difficulty. And permadeath is not a thing. So despite this series' like of shit talk, nobody dies except for that one guy, which is why he's a meme, because that scene is dumb. I didn't think I'd wind up fighting you. Yeah, I guess there's not dialogue until the first spell card. Has anyone said dialogue yet? Can't remember. You and your distortion barrier, Yukari. May this battle be one of significance. I'm not falling for that one. Okay, that was a completely unique animation. Didn't know she did that. I got her, Ellie! Yoka, grant me strength! Man, I love Ellie in this game, but she has no reason to be here. But you know, I'm not complaining that she is. Show me more of your Danmaku. Very beautiful Danmaku of being whacked with a scythe. Look, the Saigo Akashi is losing its petals. You're quite strong. I can see how you managed to resolve this incident. What, so you're fighting us to gauge our strength? I want you all to show me your card cells, the ones that managed to suppress this cherry tree. In return, I'll tell you a story from long, long ago. Story? A story from when this girl sleeping beneath the Saigo Ayakashi was still alive. A fantastical tale about a girl entranced by the butterfly of death and a certain yokai who met her. A story that none have known until now. A sail. So what do I even want to do here this turn? Yeah, whatever, just hate you. You're the gatekeeper for that boisterous devil. What has happened since last summer's incident? Go sleep. Why ask me? The gate marks the boundary between inside and outside. As someone who stands on that border, you should have the most objective view of the mansion. There are a lot of nice people in Gensokyo, and everyone in the mansion has been enjoying themselves. The mistress and her sister do nothing but quarrel, but really, I'm presently surprised they can even talk to each other now. This is meant to be a paradise for yokai, so I'm glad to hear it's to your liking. If possible, though, do try to keep any future rampages to a minimum. Well, that's up to the mistress to decide, not me. The vampire instant. Is that familiar? Probably. It'll be confirmed. Rainbow Engine. Yes, only with this my conversation worthwhile. This battle be one of significance. I told you to show me a Danmaku, and your first order of business was to punch me in the face. Kind of joke to you. Heal. The mailing. Well, Miji actually needs some healing as well. Yeah, target ally recovers all of this. Is just a lie. It's just a blatantly. Or it did it there. Was there something during the last map that was preventing healing from working as strongly as intended? I know there was the one part where it made it go backwards. But that was not what happened, right? It literally just didn't work correctly. That's probably not even worth your time to do that, if I'm being honest. Sarkias, just kind of stand there. Alright. Wow, you can actually hit fairly well with this. You are Notori Kawashiro, I believe. I know all about you.
Well, how do you know my name?
You come and go so freely from that insular mountain society, that's more than enough to stand out. Even among the Kappa, you're considered quite the eccentric.
I'm just your average Kappa. I was always interested in humans, but I really only had friends on the mountain.
And why do you find yourself among these humans?
Turned out that way. Ever since we ran into Marissa, I got to make friends with everybody. That lucky coincidence is something I cherish. I won't ever let go of the friendships I've found here. Even a sage probably wouldn't understand how awesome my machines are. Weapon 4, set!
Oop. Bararaka! Yep, it's a pretty good amount of damage. As expected. From a unit that's completely upgraded. Story of unknown to both dream and reality.
Man, you're dumb. Didn't study much in school, I'd wager.
Of course not. I am older than the concept of school. Damn it. Next turn I'll hit her with the spring. It'll happen. Once this investigation is over, I need to return where I belong. Must be difficult, being both a misfortune god and an ally of humanity. I'm sure your life is a lonely one. It's only natural for me to gather misfortune. I've never once regretted what I am. Satisfied with having been needed, even if it's just this once. That's enough. Do you really think these people here would be bothered by something as trivial as a little misfortune? You're not wrong, which itself makes me worry about them. Don't give me a chance to have a Danmaku battle. I'm going to enjoy this. You know, that did nothing. This battle will be one of significance. Alright, who are you gonna attack? That was actually a pretty cool dodge animation you did there, you know? I mean, you had that, like, completely unique thing that happened with Rainbow there. Does anyone else have something like that? It's Valorant 4. It's your Larton 4. Well. Just remember what I said earlier about how I've never shown Moko dying? Well, it's about to happen now. A story about humans and yokai, huh? Those never have happy endings. You say that as though you speak from experience. That be due to that body of yours. Yeah, live forever and you end up seeing a lot. Even if you form a bond with someone, nothing remains in the end. Why not simply give up on associating with humanity entirely, then surely that's one way to live. Does make a lot of sense. Kinda. But I'd still like to live my life as a human. For now, anyways. Boop, 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 bubble, 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 boop, beep, boop. I was gonna die if that hit me, but it didn't. Only an amateur would rush back in here. Alright. We need to do 2,700 damage. We do that with a Proto Malice Cannon. Can I hit you at all this turn? We're not doing this again, are we? We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again, are we? We're doing this again. Why don't you just write your essay, SpongeBob? Why won't you write your essay, SpongeBob? Alright. So I'm gonna use Bullseye. If I still can't hit you this turn. Alright! Waste my time this is.
Bond between humans and yokai, huh? Sounds like something she used to talk about all the time back in the day. A bit of a qualitative difference between your judging story and the ideals we strive for, yo.
That's what she spoke of. His acquaintance of yours must have been quite eccentric.
That's for sure. Once you lost your ideals, though, there's nothing there but smoldering ashes.
You say that as though you've never shared her ideals. Why are you the second character that's mentioned smoldering ashes?
Well, I'm different from the rest of the gang. I'm just here to stand watch. It's my job.
Now that she's lost her ideals, what is there left for you to watch for?
Good question. Maybe I just want to have faith that there's something left after all those ashes.
Okay. Continue on here. Maybe. No? 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 Nope. Yeah. Anything at all. I take you with fucking anything at all. Nope. 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 Right. Do this all fucking day. Done? If I don't capture the spell card, I miss the bonus. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know if I don't capture the spell card, I miss the bonus? Kinda hard to capture a spell card when I can't fucking hit her, huh? Stupid fucking mechanic. Stupid fucking mechanic. Alright, bomb her then. Fuck you. Do it again. Got 4 of them. We done? Over a millennia ago, when a certain yokai met a certain girl underneath the Psycho Ayakashi's blossoms. The girl had the power to call others to their deaths with what but a word, and a spell of death drifted faintly about her. At first, the yokai had no interest in this human she met by chance, yet as she came to know the girl, the yokai's feelings changed. She decided to remain with this girl whose deadly power blossomed inked black until her dying day. Double black death butterfly. Yeah, that's pretty black, alright. Pretty death, pretty butterfly. I still can't hit you. What the fuck is going on? Why can't I hit you? Do I just have to try a couple times? Do I just have to try to hit you a couple times and miss before I can go back and play the fucking game again? Such a stupid gimmick. This is a really stupid gimmick. Nope. 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 Such a fucking waste of my time. Okay, what the fuck? Can I read what the spirits do? No, I'm not allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. And now, okay. Okay, I understand. It's exactly one attack. She basically... Okay. She gives herself a 100% chance to dodge the next attack. That is what is happening. I understand. It took me way too long to understand that. But I did. So it's not as stupid as I think it is. I literally just have to throw one attack, and then it's fine after that. Took me until half the game to figure that out. Summer, autumn, and now winter. You've been accompanying Rainbow since the beginning. Your efforts do not go unappreciated. So what do you think? Could either Rainbow or Marissa form the bridge for new yokai-human relations? Merely one of the traveling companions, I'm not qualified to judge that. But even over this short time, I felt more at ease when they're around. A very subjective evaluation. What I'd been hoping for was more of a historian's perspective. When I'm around with this group, I'm always especially careful about that. Knowledge is to be lent when needed, and history is to be framed impartially. Those are my duties. Alright, I'm gonna turn the animations back on. Forgot about that. Yep. Let Alice get it. This is the first time we've talked like this, Miss Markai-born former human. You know about me? Hardly failed to notice a half-baked yokai like you. You'd made your decision, that you still carry all sorts of baggage. And what could that mean? But what could you mean by that? That's what the sentence is supposed to say, probably. Just as it sounds, though you have come here to Gensokyo, your heart is unable to leave Makai behind. You intend to live with a yokai, then clinging like that will bring you nothing but trouble. Well, perhaps it's harsh of me to say all that to a fledgling yokai, but for your own sake, remember these words. One of the oldest great yokai. Let's make skills are up to the test. Let's do this concurrently. We need to match my rhythm here, okay? Aren't you the dexterous one? Why don't you do it? Honestly, why are you always so fine? Whatever. Your blades have been sharpened by many battles, I see. Conversation has only just begun. Death Butterfly's dance is always dark and quiet. Do it with a little more precision.
It's just to me, all in the shop. Time to hunt for some treasure. Found ya. The more you dig, the more money comes out. And that's only an illusion, of course. Just a meme with the guy with the pickaxe. Yeah.
Grants plus 8 accuracy to accuracy and evasion rates for every doll within a 2-space radius of the unit. Dolls also benefit from the skill. Right, doll is that thing I don't use and should. Yeah, that thing. The great yokai Yukari Yakumo, will I be able to fight her while covering Lady Kochia? Well, she's not fighting, so yeah. I'm not yokai, and a tango at that is worrying about a human. What an uncommon sight. Kochia is a resident of the mountain, and we residents of the mountain help each other out. So that's the answer the mountain yokai have come to in response to the shrine. I can't imagine that kind of relationship will last much longer, though. As high-ups to a side, I wouldn't know. For tango of my station, my role is to protect the people around me. Who knows what Ten was thinking? Words are my specialty, let's continue, or something. They're not an actual character. In one of 18's endings, it's shown that like Kaneko's scheming shit with Megamo. Something you figured she'd do with Tenma. You'll regret that. Alright, this might be a weird place to start it, to end it, but you know, starting the next part while ending a spell card probably be more exciting or something. But yep, that's the end of this part. Went for almost an hour, and the second part will probably also go for almost an hour.